Voice memo, 3:08 a.m. Dubai time. Sorry, I'm whispering. I'm walking through Concourse B from Gate B28 toward the central node. There's a man. Okay, there's a man and I want this on record because I'm going to delete it later if I'm wrong, but I want to record it now while I'm sure. 40-something, gray suit jacket, no tie, brown leather carry-on, one of those rolling kind. He was in 41C on the flight from Joburg. I was in 38A, 3 rows ahead, opposite aisle. I didn't notice him on the flight at first. I noticed him because the cabin lights were down, everyone was sleeping, and I got up to use the toilet around hour 4. And when I came back, he was awake and looking at me, but not at my face. He was looking at, I don't know how to describe it. He was looking at the angle I would have to turn to get back into my seat, like he was watching the trajectory, and when I sat down, he closed his eyes again. I told myself it was nothing. Long flight. Insomniac. It was nothing. Now we're in Dubai. We landed 20 minutes ago. I have a 14-hour layover before my Amsterdam flight. I was going to find a quiet gate and try to sleep on a row of seats. I came down the jet bridge, walked through the arrival corridor, came around the corner into the main concourse, and he was already standing at the duty-free entrance ahead of me. He'd come off the same plane. He had to have walked faster than me, but he wasn't out of breath. He was just standing there with his rolling bag looking at his phone. I walked past him. He didn't look at me. I made it about 30 meters down the concourse and I stopped at a kiosk to buy water. I looked back. He had moved. He was now standing about 30 meters behind me, also pretending to look at his phone. Sorry, I'm... Footsteps, distant announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, the Emirates flight EK7632. Okay, I'm walking again. I'm going to walk all the way through Concourse B, around the curve, into the central node. The central node has a Costa, a McDonald's, a duty-free, a prayer room, 3 currency exchanges, and a Dubai International Information Desk. I'm going to the information desk. The information desk has a uniformed person and a phone, and I'm going to ask them to call security or transit police, or whoever does this, and I'm going to tell them about the man. Long pause. To walking sounds. I'm passing the prayer room. I'm passing the smoking lounge. The concourse is busy. It's 3 a.m., but Dubai is a hub. There's never a quiet time. There are people coming off red-eyes from Mumbai and Lagos, and Sydney and Madrid all at once. There are families sleeping on the floor. There's a Filipino woman pushing 2 kids on a luggage cart. There's an old man in a thob sitting with his eyes closed and his hand on a prayer bead. The fluorescents are a particular shade of warm white that hotels use. Hotels and airports. The color of a place that doesn't want you to know what time it is. He's still behind me. I keep checking the reflection in the duty-free windows. He's about 40 meters back now, walking at the same pace I'm walking. When I slow down, he stops at a display. When I speed up, he doesn't. Much, but the distance doesn't change because the corridor curves and he cuts the inside of the curve. I want to be clear about why I'm scared. He has not done anything threatening. He has not approached me. He has not spoken to me. He has not made eye contact. If you watch the security footage of the last 8 minutes, you would see a man walking through an airport approximately 40 meters behind a woman walking through an airport. That is not a crime. That is not a thing the security footage would flag. I am scared because of the trajectory. On the plane, he was watching the trajectory of my body returning to my seat. He has been calibrating to my trajectory for 40 minutes. The duty-free is on the left. I just turned right at the McDonald's. He turned right. He didn't even look up to see I turned right. He just turned right. 3 seconds after I did. I'm at the information desk. Hi. Sorry. Hi. Do you speak English? Yes, ma'am. How can I help? Hi. Okay, there's a man following me. I just got off a flight from Johannesburg, and there's a man who was on the flight, and he is following me through the airport. Has he approached you, ma'am? No. No, he hasn't approached me. But he is following me. He has been following me for, I think, 40 minutes since we got off the plane. Where is he now, ma'am? He was about 40 meters behind me when I came up to the desk. He's, he was right there, by the McDonald's. He's not, I don't see him now. Pause. I don't see him. He was right there. He was standing by the McDonald's. He was reading the menu board. Ma'am, if he hasn't approached you, there's not much we can do. The airport is open to all ticketed passengers. Many people are walking the same direction at this hour because the next bank of departures is in Concourse C. I'm not going to Concourse C. My next flight is back here in Concourse B in 14 hours. Yes, ma'am, but he may be going to Concourse C, and your paths may simply be aligned. Are you traveling alone? Yes. Would you like me to walk you to the women's lounge? It's secure. You need a business or first-class boarding pass, but in cases of distress, we can... I have an economy ticket. That's all right. Would you like me to escort you? Yes. Yes, please. Longer pause, footsteps, the agent's voice in the background giving information to someone else, then returning. Okay, we're walking. The information agent, her name is Farida, is walking next to me. She's in the dark blue uniform with the scarf. She's been very kind. She is walking me to the Marhaba Women's Lounge, which is around the corner past the duty-free. The lounge has a controlled entrance. Farida just asked me what the man looks like. I described him. She nodded. She didn't say anything in response. Farida's voice mid-distance. Ma'am, this way, please. Yes. Coming. Footsteps. Okay, we've turned the corner. We're walking past the duty-free Hermes display. Farida is on my left, between me and the open concourse. There are still a lot of people. There's a group of cabin crew from a Lufthansa flight, all in their uniforms, walking together. They look exhausted. There are 2 Saudi businessmen in white thobs walking the other direction. There's a janitor with a cart, polishing the floor with one of those big circular machines. Wait. Farida, stop a second. Ma'am? The man. The one I described. He's at the lounge entrance. Where, ma'am? Right there. Standing next to the lounge sign, reading something on his phone. Ma'am, are you sure that is the same man? It's the same man. Gray jacket, brown rolling carry-on. He's the same man. Ma'am, that is the entrance to the lounge I'm taking you to. He appears to be just standing there. He's been ahead of me twice now. He was ahead of me at the duty-free when we landed. Now he's ahead of me at the lounge. I don't understand how he's getting ahead of me. Ma'am, perhaps we should go to a different lounge. There is also the Alan Lounge in Concourse C. I don't want to walk to Concourse C. He'll just get there before me again. Ma'am, would you like me to call airport police? Yes. Yes, please. Please call them. Farida speaking on a radio in Arabic, distant. The conversation goes on for some time. A second voice, male, in English with an Egyptian accent. Ma'am, I am Officer Hosni. Tell me what is happening. Hi. Okay, there's a man who has been following me through the airport for almost an hour. He was on my flight from Johannesburg. He has been... One moment, ma'am. Please show me where he is. There. Right there. By the lounge entrance. The man in the gray jacket. Yes. Ma'am, please remain here with my colleague Farida. I will speak with him. Footsteps moving away. Low murmur of conversation, indistinct, then a laugh from the man in the jacket. Officer Hosni returning. Ma'am, yes. Ma'am, the gentleman is also waiting for someone. He says he is meeting his daughter, who is on a connection from Karachi. He says he saw you on the flight from Johannesburg and noticed you because you reminded him of his daughter. He says he is sorry if he has made you uncomfortable. He noticed me because I reminded him of his daughter. Yes, ma'am. How old is his daughter? He says 25. I'm 38. Pause. Ma'am, I cannot do anything if he has not done anything. He has not approached you. He has not spoken to you. He says he is meeting his daughter at the lounge. I cannot remove him from a public area for matching your path through the airport. I understand. Would you like an escort to the lounge entrance? Yes. Very good. Farida will accompany you. Officer Hosni departing. Farida's voice quieter now. Ma'am, I want to tell you something. Yes. I have worked at this airport for 11 years. And I have worked the night shift for 9 of those years. I know the rhythms of the people who pass through. The story he told the officer is not the story of a man waiting for a daughter. A man waiting for a daughter does not stand at the entrance of a women's lounge. A man waiting for a daughter does not move ahead of you through the concourse. I am telling you this so you will trust your own perception. Pause. But I cannot say this to the officer. He has spoken with the gentleman and he has accepted the explanation. We will go to the lounge and you will be safe inside. There is a different exit from the lounge that does not lead through the main concourse. When you leave, you will leave through that exit. I will tell the supervisor inside. Okay, thank you. Come. Footsteps, we are approaching the lounge entrance. Sir, excuse me. Answered the man's voice, polite, deeper than I expected, faintly accented in a way I cannot place. Possibly South African, possibly Dutch. Yes, hello. Sir, please step aside so the lady may enter. Of course. So sorry. The man steps aside. I walk past him. He is exactly the height I remembered, exactly the build, exactly the man from 41C. He does not look at me as I pass. He is looking at his phone. His shoes are brown leather, polished with a small scuff on the toe of the right shoe. I notice the scuff because I am looking at the floor. The lounge door, a swipe card reader. Farida swipes, the door opens. Interior sounds, low classical music, a fountain, the distant clink of cutlery. Okay, I'm in the lounge. I'm sitting down. Let me just sit for a minute. Pause, 30 seconds of breathing. The fountain. Okay, and the lounge supervisor, her name is Mrs. Al-Saidi, has been told. She has put me in the back area, away from the entrance. There is a women's only section behind a privacy screen. I am sitting in an armchair. There is a glass of water in front of me. I am the only person in this section. The other lounge guests are out front by the buffet. I am going to stay here. My flight to Amsterdam is at 5 in the evening. It is now 3:38 a.m. I will be in this lounge for almost 14 hours. That is fine. They have food. They have a shower. They have couches. I will sleep. I will read. I will not leave until they walk me directly to my gate. Farida is gone. She gave me a card with the airport security number on it. I have the card in my hand. I'm going to stop recording for a while. Recording ends. Recording resumes. Okay. Let me check. 5:42 a.m. I slept. I think I slept for about an hour and a half. I'm in the same chair. The lounge has gotten busier. The morning bank is starting. Flights to London, to Frankfurt, to Singapore. There are people at the buffet getting breakfast. The women's section is no longer empty. There's a woman across from me with a baby. The baby is sleeping in a stroller. The woman is on her phone. I went to the buffet 10 minutes ago to get coffee. While I was at the buffet, I noticed something. There is a back exit to the lounge, the one Farida mentioned. It is in a corridor that runs behind the lounge, between the lounge and the airport's interior wall. I walked past the corridor on the way to the buffet. The corridor was empty. When I came back from the buffet with my coffee, the corridor was not empty. And there was a man in the corridor, not the same man, not 41C, a different man, younger, wearing the polo shirt of an airport ground services contractor. He was standing in the corridor, very still, with his back to the lounge wall, looking at something on a tablet. I did not think anything of it at first. Ground services people are everywhere in airports. They stand in odd places. They wait for things. Then I sat back down in my chair and I drank my coffee, and I started thinking about how the back exit from the lounge was the exit that Farida said would not put me in the main concourse, the exit that would keep me away from 41C. If I were going to wait for someone to use the back exit, I would stand exactly where the contractor was standing. I'm not saying it's the same situation. I'm saying I noticed it. And when I'm saying the contractor has been standing there for the last 20 minutes, I've been checking, and I do not see what he is doing on the tablet, but he has not moved and he has not entered or exited the corridor, and 20 minutes is a long time for a ground services contractor to stand against a wall. I'm going to ask Mrs. Al-Saidi. Pause, sounds of standing up. Footsteps. Mrs. Al-Saidi's voice distant. Yes, ma'am. Can I help you? Hi, Farida told me earlier about the back exit from the lounge, the one in the corridor. Yes, ma'am. Can I ask, is it normal for a ground services contractor to be standing in that corridor for a long time? Like 20 minutes plus, just standing. A contractor in our service corridor? In the corridor next to the women's section, where the back exit is. Ma'am, in the corridor next to the women's section is a service corridor. It is not for passengers. It connects to the lower level of the airport. Contractors do use it, but they should not be standing there. Let me look. Footsteps, retreating, longer pause. Muffled conversation, Mrs. Al-Saedi's voice raised in Arabic. Another voice, male, defensive. Then Mrs. Al-Saedi returning. Ma'am, yes, the contractor was checking a fire alarm sensor. He has gone now. Pause. Ma'am, I want to assure you that you are safe in the lounge. Okay, thank you. If you wish, when it is time to go to your flight, I will personally walk you. Through the main concourse, not the back exit. Okay, thank you. I sit back down. Long pause. Okay, the contractor was... I want to write this down because I'm not sure how to think about it. The contractor was checking a fire alarm sensor. There is a fire alarm sensor on the wall of the corridor where he was standing. I saw it when I walked past. It is the standard kind, a small white box about 1.5 meters off the floor. Fire alarm sensors do not require 20 minutes of inspection. They require a button press and a tone. A trained contractor checks 10 of them in 20 minutes. But it is also true that I have no expertise in fire alarm sensor inspection. Maybe there is a kind of inspection that takes 20 minutes. Maybe Mrs. Al-Saedi's explanation is correct. I'm going to stay alert. I'm not going to use the back exit. I'm going to leave through the front, and I'm going to go directly to my gate when it's time, and Mrs. Al-Saedi will walk me. I'm going to try to read. When recording ends, we're recording resumes. I'm sorry, I have to keep my voice down. It's 9:15 a.m. The lounge has rotated. The morning bank has departed, and a new wave is coming in for the afternoon flights. There are different people at the buffet. The woman with the baby is gone. There is a different woman across from me now, an older woman, reading a Russian language newspaper. I have been thinking for the past 3 hours about whether I am being paranoid. I want to be honest with myself about this. There is a man on a flight who looks at me. I get off the flight. He is at the duty-free ahead of me. I walk through the concourse. He is 40 meters behind me. I go to the information desk. He is at the lounge entrance. The story he gives the police is that he is waiting for his daughter, Farida, who has worked the night shift for 9 years, says the story is not the story of a man waiting for his daughter. A contractor is in a service corridor for 20 minutes near the back exit of the lounge. The supervisor explains that he was checking a fire alarm sensor. He goes away. These are two events. They may be related. They may not be related. The first event, the man, is real. The second event, the contractor, may have nothing to do with it. I am going to act as if both events are real and related. I am going to act this way because the cost of being wrong about paranoia is mild embarrassment, and the cost of being wrong about the man is... I don't want to write what the cost is. Okay, plan. I will leave the lounge at 4:15 p.m., escorted by Mrs. Al-Saedi. Boarding for my flight starts at 4:30. The gate is B11, which is approximately a 15-minute walk from the lounge through the main concourse. I will board as soon as boarding opens. I will sit on the plane until it departs. I will not leave the lounge between now and 4:15. The lounge has food. I will eat. I will continue reading. I will not move from this chair except to use the bathroom. I'm going to stop recording. Recording ends. Recording resumes. 12:06 p.m. I just came back from the lounge bathroom. The lounge bathroom is in the main lounge area, around the corner from the women's section. I went to the bathroom. There are 4 stalls. The second one was occupied. I used the third one. And I came back to the women's section. When I sat down in my chair, my book was not where I had left it. I had left my book on the small table next to the armchair. And I had left it open, face down, on the table, because I didn't want to lose my page. When I came back from the bathroom, The book was on the seat of the armchair, closed, with a paper napkin from the buffet folded inside it, halfway down the book, marking a page that was not the page I had been reading. I have been gone from this chair for less than 4 minutes. I am looking around the women's section right now. The Russian woman is still here, reading her newspaper. There is a second woman now, Indian, maybe 40, with 2 suitcases, sitting at the far end of the section, on her phone. There is no one else. Neither of them was looking at me when I came back. Neither of them appeared to have moved. Both of them have been here for at least 20 minutes. I want to try a thing. I'm going to ask them. And I'm going to, let me just, excuse me, sorry. Hi, the Russian woman looking up. She does not speak. I'm sorry, do you speak English? A little. Did you see anyone? Was anyone near my chair while I was in the bathroom? Anyone at all? No, no one. Only us. Turning to the Indian woman. Hi, sorry. Did you see anyone near my chair? Just now? No, sorry. I was on my phone. I didn't notice. Okay, thank you. Sorry to bother you. I sit down. Long pause. The napkin marker is on page 223. I had been reading on page 198. Page 223 is 25 pages ahead of where I was. I'm going to take the napkin out and put it on the table. Paper sound. The napkin has handwriting on it. The handwriting is small. Pencil. It says, in English, please leave the lounge through the back exit at 1400. Pause. I am very still. I'm going to stand up. I'm going to walk to the front of the lounge. I'm going to go to Mrs. Al-Saidi. Footsteps. Mrs. Al-Saidi. Yes, ma'am. I need you to come with me. Please. Of course. Is something wrong? I want to show you something. Walking back, brief pause. This was in my book. Someone put this in my book while I was in the bathroom. 4 minutes. Paper unfolding sound. Mrs. Al-Saidi's voice changes. Ma'am. Yes. Ma'am, please come with me. To the office. Footsteps faster. We are leaving the women's section, going behind the buffet area, into a small staff office. Mrs. Al-Saidi closing the door. Ma'am, sit, please. I sit. I am calling security. I am calling Officer Hosni directly. Mrs. Al-Saidi on a desk phone. I speaking in rapid Arabic. The conversation is short. She hangs up. He is coming. 5 minutes. Okay, ma'am, while we wait, I want to ask you. Do you know anyone in Dubai? Any contact? Any person here who would have a reason to communicate with you in this way? No, I don't know anyone in Dubai. I have never been to Dubai before. I have a 14-hour layover. Where are you going? Amsterdam. From? Johannesburg. Why are you traveling? I'm going home. I'm Dutch. I was visiting my sister in Johannesburg. She has been ill. Ma'am, I am asking these questions because the police will ask them. I am sorry. They will want to be sure there is no innocent explanation. I understand. Ma'am, the note, the instruction. What time was it written? I don't know. The napkin is from the buffet. The buffet napkins are restocked every half hour. So it was written within the last half hour. The note instructs you to leave the lounge through the back exit at 1400. 2 p.m. That is 1 hour and 54 minutes from now. Someone has written you an instruction with a specific time. Yes, ma'am, I want you to know. I am not letting you leave this lounge until Officer Hosni and his colleague arrive at the gate. I will walk you personally. I will not walk you through the back exit. I will walk you through the main concourse with 2 officers. Thank you. Ma'am, also, I am going to look at the lounge cameras for the last 20 minutes to see who entered the women's section while you were in the bathroom. Okay, Mrs. Al-Saidi turning to a desk computer, pulling up a video feed, clicking, a pause, then her voice, lower. Ma'am, please come look at this. I stand and look at the screen. This is the women's section. The camera is in the corner. Here is you leaving the chair. Here is you walking out of frame toward the bathroom. Here is the chair, with your book on the table where you left it. The Russian woman is reading her newspaper. The Indian woman is on her phone. Both are facing away from the chair. Now we go forward. 30 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes. The chair is empty. The book is on the table. No one approaches the chair. 3 minutes. The chair is empty. The book is on the table. 3 minutes, 20 seconds. There, please watch the chair. A pause, I am watching the screen. Did you see anything, ma'am? No, the chair was empty. The book was on the table. Then it was, ma'am, look again. I will play it slowly. The video plays at quarter speed. The chair is empty. And the book is on the table. The book moves. The book is now on the seat of the chair, closed with a napkin in it. There was no one near the chair. No, ma'am. The book just moved. Yes, ma'am. The book moved between 2 frames. It is. The cameras in the lounge record at 15 frames per second. So between 1 frame and the next, 66 milliseconds, the book moved from the table to the chair, closed itself, and a napkin was placed inside it. Long silence. Ma'am, this is not a thing a person can do. Pause. Ma'am, I am not telling you this to frighten you. I am telling you this so that we are looking at this the right way. The man on your flight may or may not be related. The contractor in the corridor may or may not be related. But the napkin in the book, this is a different category of thing. I want to leave. Ma'am, the airport police are coming. I want to leave the lounge. I want to get on my flight. I want to get out of this airport. Your flight is at 1700, 5 p.m. We have 4 hours and 50 minutes. Can I board early? Boarding does not begin until 16:30. The aircraft does not arrive until 15:45. There is no place for you to wait that is closer to the airplane than this lounge. Officer Hosni entering with a second officer. The second officer is a woman in a different uniform with a name tag that reads Sergeant Raisa. Mrs. Al-Saidi briefing them in Arabic. Ma'am, that is Officer Hosni. Please tell me what has happened. I tell him about the book, the napkin, the camera footage. He watches the camera footage. He plays it twice. He does not say anything for a long time. And then he turns to Sergeant Reza, and they speak in Arabic for several minutes. Ma'am, Sergeant Reza will stay with you for the remainder of your time in the airport. She will not leave your side. She will accompany you to the gate. She will accompany you onto the airplane. She will speak to the flight crew before you board. Okay, thank you. Ma'am, may I see your phone? My phone? Why? I would like to see if any unfamiliar applications have been installed on it. I would like to see if any unfamiliar networks have connected to it. With your permission. I hand him the phone. He sits with it for several minutes, scrolling, tapping. Sergeant Reza stands by the door, hand resting on her sidearm, watching the office's small window. Mrs. Al-Saidi makes tea. Ma'am, your phone is fine, but I want to ask you something. The voice memo application. But you have been recording. Yes, I have been recording everything since I got off the plane. It's how I keep track. Has the application opened by itself at any point? Started recording when you did not start it? I look at the app. The app shows my recordings, the ones I have made. At the bottom of the list is a recording I do not remember making. It is 41 minutes long. It was started at 11:23 a.m. while I was sitting in the chair reading. I have no memory of starting it. There's a recording I didn't make. Please play it. I press play. At first there is nothing. The ambient sound of the lounge, the fountain, the distant music, my own breathing, the rustle of pages turning. Then faintly, at a low level, beneath the lounge sound, a man's voice. Not anyone in the lounge. Not the man from 41C. A different voice. Calm, instructing. The voice is, I can't, ma'am, please. What is the voice saying? It's saying, it's hard to hear. It's saying, I lean closer to the phone speaker. The voice is saying repeatedly, leave at 1400 through the back exit. Leave at 1400 through the back exit. Leave at 1400 through the back exit. In a kind of patient, even cadence, almost gentle, like someone teaching a child the times tables. Ma'am, yes, ma'am, this recording is not playing through your phone's speaker only. I want to test something. Officer Hosny puts the phone face down on the desk. He places his hand over the speaker entirely. He asks me to listen. I listen. The voice is still there. It is not coming from the phone. It is coming from somewhere in the room. Sergeant Reza turns from the door. She has heard it too. She draws her sidearm. Officer Hosny stands and motions for me to get behind him. Mrs. Al-Saidi has gone very still, holding the kettle. The voice continues. It is saying, leave at 1400 through the back exit. The cadence is unchanged. Officer Hosny speaks in Arabic into his radio. Rapid, low. The response on the radio is also rapid. He repeats himself. He gets a different response. Ma'am, I am told there is no audio system in this office. There is no PA, no intercom, no speaker. The room is acoustically isolated for staff briefings. The voice is in the room. Yes, ma'am, the voice continues. Then it stops. Silence. Then a new voice, the same kind of cadence, but in Arabic. We address to someone in the room? Officer Hosny's face does not change, but his hand tightens on his radio. Sergeant Reza is now saying something in rapid Arabic, low to Officer Hosny. She has stepped backward from the door. She is positioning herself between me and the door. The voice in the room continues. It speaks for perhaps 30 seconds in Arabic. Then it stops. Then it switches back to English. The voice says, the lounge will not protect her. The voice says it once. Then silence. A silence that lasts a long time. Ma'am. Yes. Ma'am, the voice that just spoke in Arabic. It instructed Sergeant Reza to leave the room and lock the door behind her. It said it 3 times. Sergeant Reza is breathing hard. She is not going to follow the instruction. We are leaving the lounge together. All of us. Okay, ma'am. I do not know what is happening here. I want to be honest with you. In 11 years, I have not encountered this. I am calling for additional units. We will move you to the federal police office at the airport. It is in the basement level, beneath the central node. It is a secure facility. We will hold you there until your flight boards and we will board you under escort. Do you understand? Yes. Ma'am, do you have any guess what this is? Anything from your life? From your family? Anything from Johannesburg? Anything? I don't know. I don't know what this is. All right, let us go. We leave the office. Mrs. Al-Saidi remains. She nods at me as I pass. Her face is drained. Sergeant Reza is in front, pistol drawn but held low. Officer Hosny is behind me, also armed. We move through the lounge to the front entrance. The lounge has gone quiet. One of the other guests have noticed the officers and stopped talking. I do not look at them. We exit through the main lounge door into the concourse. The concourse is not as busy as it was in the morning, but it is still occupied. There are perhaps 40 people in view. I scan for the man from 41C. I do not see him. We walk. We are walking toward the central node, where the federal police office is below. We are passing the duty-free, the prayer room, the smoking lounge in reverse order from the way I came in. Sergeant Reza is sweeping her gaze across the concourse continuously. Officer Hosny is on his radio. We reach the central node. The elevator to the basement level is in a service alcove behind the McDonald's. Officer Hosny enters a code on a keypad. Well, the elevator opens. The elevator descends. The elevator opens onto a corridor lit by fluorescent panels. The corridor is institutional, gray with a row of doors on the right. At the far end is a desk with a uniformed officer behind it. The officer looks up. Officer Hosny says something in Arabic. The officer behind the desk nods. We walk to the desk. The officer behind the desk says something to me in Arabic. I do not understand. He is asking if you would like water. Or coffee. Water, please. The officer reaches under the desk. He hands me a sealed bottle of water. I take it. Officer Hosny is briefing the desk officer. Sergeant Reza is standing close to me. still sweeping her gaze although the corridor is empty. I look at the wall behind the desk. There is a directory of offices on this level. I read it without thinking. Okay, while Officer Hosni is talking, the offices are Federal Police, Customs Holding, Immigration Detention, Lost Luggage Hub, Document Control, Transit Medical, and one that says, in small print, Service Coordination. I do not know what service coordination is. I stop reading the directory and look back at Officer Hosni. He is finished with the desk officer. He turns to me. Ma'am, we have a holding room for you. It is small, but it is private. It has a chair, a couch, a table. There is a bathroom. It is monitored only by us. We will be outside the door. Sergeant Reza will be in the room with you. We will remain there until 2:30, at which point we will escort you to the gate. Okay. I follow him down the corridor. We pass the doors. We stop at the third one on the right. He opens it. The room is exactly as he described. Small, clean, fluorescent lit, no windows, a couch, a chair, a small table, a door to the bathroom. Please make yourself comfortable. I enter the room. Sergeant Reza enters behind me. Officer Hosni remains in the corridor. The door closes. Sergeant Reza puts her sidearm on the table. She sits in the chair. She gestures for me to sit on the couch. I sit, long pause. I drink the water. Sergeant Reza speaks. Her English is careful but slower than Officer Hosni's. Ma'am, you are safe here, thank you. I am sorry that this is happening. Thank you. Ma'am, may I ask? The voice in the office. You heard it in English. I heard it in Arabic. The instructions were not the same. I look at her. What did it say to you in Arabic? It said, leave the room. It said, lock the door behind you. It said, the woman is not your responsibility. After a pause, it also said something else. After that, what did it say? It said, you will be promoted in 4 months. Pause, ma'am. I am scheduled for a promotion review in 4 months. Long silence. I am telling you this because it is information you should have. The voice was speaking to me in a way that was specific to me. It knew about my career. Okay. The voice was speaking to you in English. It told you to leave the lounge through the back exit at 1400. It is now 1328. The instruction is for 32 minutes from now. Yes, ma'am. We are no longer in the lounge. We are not near the back exit. The instruction is now meaningless. Whatever was waiting at the back exit will have to wait without you, unless they can find me here. This is a federal police facility. It is not on the public maps. It does not appear in the airport directory. It is not. Sergeant Reza stops, ma'am. Yes, the directory at the desk. Did you read it? I read it. Did you see an entry called Service Coordination? Yes. Service Coordination is not a federal police office. I do not know what it is. It is on the directory, but I have never been in this corridor before. I am usually stationed at Concourse A, and I have never heard of Service Coordination. Okay. I do not. Ma'am, I want you to stay in this room. I am going to step out and ask Officer Hosni what Service Coordination is. I will be 1 minute. She takes her sidearm from the table. She opens the door. The corridor is silent. She looks both ways. She steps out and closes the door behind her. I am alone in the room. I sit on the couch. I drink the water. I look at the door. I look at the door for a long time. The door does not open. I check the time on my phone. It is 13:31. She has been gone 3 minutes. I check the time on my phone. It is 13:34. She has been gone 6 minutes. I check the time on my phone. It is 13:39. She has been gone 11 minutes. I stand up. I go to the door. I put my hand on the door handle. The door is locked from the outside. The door is locked. I knock. No one answers. I knock again. No one answers. I press my ear to the door. The corridor is silent. The corridor is completely silent. There is no sound of footsteps, no sound of voices, no sound of the desk officer's radio, no sound of the fluorescent ballast, no sound at all. I check the time on my phone. It is 13:58. The instruction was for 1400. The instruction was for 1400 to leave the lounge through the back exit. I am not in the lounge. I am in a holding room in the Federal Police Office in the basement of Dubai International Airport. The holding room has one door. It is locked. At 1400, I hear very faintly, through the locked door, the sound of footsteps in the corridor. The footsteps are slow and even. They are coming toward this door. I am recording this. The footsteps stop outside the door. A key in the lock. I am holding my phone. I am pressing record so that whoever finds this knows. The door is opening.